Hey guys, this is a video about this is a 2011 Ford Flex, and the problem we were having was we're getting a little bit of water seeping through, not a giant puddle on the floor, but from the sunroof. And you can kind of see here, I don't know if it's picking up, there it is. You can pick it up where we're getting some moisture coming in through the sunroof and picking it up over here. So there's a couple different things that you can do. Number one is the seal. So this seal here tends to dry out, and mine is still pretty flexible, but if they dry out and shrink, they're not going to seal as well. So the way to take care of that is there's a little bit of an adjustment, and I need to get some light so you guys can see what is going on here. Here we go. Oh, better. So the sunroof has a couple of adjustment nuts. So everybody can see. I can point it out. So there are two Torx nuts. There's one here, and then there's another one up in the front over here. You can see what I did, if you can see the old mark there. And what I did was I very carefully, because this is glass, you don't want to break this thing, and this part here is metal, so it's metal glued onto glass. I was able to loosen this guy up and just raise the sunroof a little bit to get it a little tighter up in the hole. So I believe there's forward adjustment too, but you'd have to loosen them both up at the same time to adjust it forward. Didn't need to do anything on the other side. So that's step one, is I got the outer seal a little bit snugger. So the outer seal isn't going to do the entire job. So we can get up here. All right, we'll tell you what else I did. So what was happening on this one, I don't know if you can see up in there. If you see all this blue, that is grease. And if you can see right up in here, so there's a hole, and you can see this piece here that goes to the inner portion. Let's see. So this portion controls the screw. That's this piece inside this channel to run the sunroof back and forth. So what I did was I took a tube of grease, let me get it in here so you can see it, and I pumped this hole full of grease, because if this grease dries out, I think what was happening on this one is that grease was getting into this and going inside. The other thing I did was I put a little bit of sealant in various other spots. See if I can get it focused in there so you can see this brown stuff I use is what I had in the garage, but I was able to put a little bit of sealant on all these little seams, a little bit down in there as well. But I think the real problem was that water was getting up underneath into this channel. So the way this works is you have the roof is gray, and then the water goes down in here, and it's supposed to fall inside back in here, but if it gets over up into this track here, that's where you're going to have some trouble, because you can actually see this is what holds the little wind stopper, and that there's a hole straight into the car right here. So if you don't want to get any water into this channel here, and I believe that's what was happening. I sealed the seams right here, and then I stuffed this portion full of grease. You can see that, but I packed it in there so that water can't get up into this portion and then drain into the car. The other thing is that there is a drain hole here, way down in there. Not well you can see it, but there is a drain hole in there. So you got to open the sunroof, get up in there, and what you can do is take your handy dandy zip tie and pop the zip tie into there. See if we can get it in there. It's all the way up into that hole into the corner, and then you can ream that hole out and make sure that there's no dirt or debris up in the hole. You can see up in there. Mine were draining okay, but I've seen other folks with various sunroofs have this challenge. So great, get the drains clean. So if the drains aren't working, they are going to fill up this channel. The whole channel will fill up all in here, and then the water has nowhere else to go. It's going to go into the car. It's going to leak up onto these seams, and it's going to go into the car. So clear the drain holes, tighten the seal, and pack this area full of grease where the worm gear goes into the car. All right, thanks.